Hey there, little Suzuka. All right, Suzuka GP had an older guide, but the car has changed quite a bit since then, so we're redoing it. I'll have a link to the old guide up here, but that it will be unlisted when this one goes up. Just because, like I said, I think the car has changed enough that new guide is in order. I do think the fast guys are going to be doing around 201s, 202s, someplace in that range. I was able to get us a 204 717, which I'm pretty happy with. This is not one of my stronger tracks, but I was happy that I was able to get that time. So let's go through it. We'll show you the lap. We'll go through corner by corner, and then we will come back for some final thoughts. Here we go.
You've just done a 205.32. You're now 0.48, slower than your best. Sector 1 is 2/10 off your best. Sector 2 time is quick. That last lap was a 204.72. Sector 3 time is fast.
All right, Suzuka Porsche Cup fixed. Haven't touched the brake bias or anything like that. We've got a 204 717 we're able to get. We're going to go through how we did that now. Flat out through the first straightaway here, of course. First braking point is going to be the 100-meter mark, which has got this handy dandy little white line right here. So we're going to hit the brakes right here, and then we're just going to kind of get our speed down, and then we're going to trail brake through this first corner here. And I'll go a little quicker. Then we are going to coast a little bit. You probably start coasting a little bit earlier. I don't track out as far as you can here. And if you go out a little bit further, it'll set up this next corner a little bit nicer. But we're going to start braking again here to start getting our turn in a little bit better. We need that grip on the front tires to get the ability to turn. And then once we start exiting, we're going to put the throttle back in. And as we open up the wheel, we'll put in the throttle the rest of the way. There we go. And it's full on until we get to ready for this next corner. We're going to lift and put in just a little bit of braking pressure to get that grip on the front wheels. And then we're back on the throttle, and we will get to full throttle for a tiny bit of time here until we're ready for this next corner. We're going to put a little bit of brakes in here. These S's are the one of the toughest parts of this track for me to be consistent on. This was a good time through. Back on the throttle on the exit. And as we straighten out the wheel, we're the rest of the way. And as we get ready for the next corner, we're going to lift again. Just a little bit of brake pressure. Trying to keep it on the left-hand side here. And we're going to get back on the throttle a little bit. You can get on that curb a little bit more than I did there too, which should help you out. Then we're back on the throttle the rest of the way as we got the wheel straightened out. And we're going to have to hold the brakes for a fair amount through this final part of the S's here. Just hold that little bit of pressure there. As we come around, then we are going to start to get back on the throttle as we come out. As we straighten out the wheel here, we're going to get back on the throttle. We want to get on over to the right hand side as much as we can. And then as we approach this corner, we're going to lift. And kind of keep it off for a couple beats. And then we're going to put the throttle back in. As we open up the wheel, we're going to put the throttle the rest of the way in. And then as we come over, we're full throttle. Then we're going to hold full throttle for a while here as we come around. Sometimes I've had to lift a little bit here just because the grip was running out. But we're going to brake again once we get to the 100-meter sign here. I'm going to peak a little bit after it. And then as we approach this, we're going to cut this a little bit, and we're going to have to hit the gas a little bit just to get the front end to lift as we're coming over. And we're going to come on over to the left-hand side here. We're not going to get to full throttle on this portion, and we're going to hit the brakes. It's just a little, like, you're not on the throttle for very long there, but then now we're on the brakes again, so we can get in on this this turn here. We're just holding that pressure, coming down into third. Hold the pressure until we're starting to come out. And as we come out, we're going to feed the throttle in. And then as we straighten out the wheel, we'll put the throttle the rest of the way in. There's full throttle through here. We're going to wait till we get to right about here. And we will start to... wrong button. Now we're going to lift. Get a little bit of brake pressure as we're coming through. And then as we straighten out, we're going to put the rest of the brakes on so we can brake in a straight line here. And we're going to get down to first for a tiny bit of time here. We're just holding that little bit of pressure, and then we're going to upshift and then get back on the throttle. And as we straighten out the wheel, we're going to put the rest of the throttle in, and it is pretty much full throttle through here for a while. And as we come over, we're gonna brake a little bit before, pretty much as soon as the road straightens out, but it's a bit before this. There's an access road right up here. We're gonna brake right about here. So we're braking in a straight line, getting down in gears, turn in. Down in third, and then we're going to start accelerating as we come around this corner. We're going to track out, try and use some of this curbing on the right hand side. And we're going to have to start slowing down for the next turn. Just a little bit of brake pressure there. We'll hold it. We turn in. And as we start to come out, we're going to open up the wheel and the throttle. And then open up the wheel a bit more, rest of the throttle. And we're kind of aiming to just brush the curb on the right hand side here as we come out. We're just going to come out right there, straighten out the car, and full throttle through here. And then our next braking point is going to be a little bit before the 50. So we're going to hit the brakes pretty heavy, but then we're going to come out, start lifting right away until we get to here-ish. And we're going to come back on the throttle. Pretty quick onto the full throttle. Straighten out the wheel. And just keep on turning in. When I say straighten out the wheel, straighten it up a little bit, not 100%. Now we're full throttle straight through. We're going to brake at the 150 here. I think I broke a little early on this one. I think we could have carried a bit more speed. Like maybe like 125-ish would have got us a tenth or two maybe. We went through this not as fast as we can. But we're just going to hold that braking until we get about here, start coming off and turning in with a little bit of brake pressure. Get a little bit back on the throttle as we bump this curb. So again, we've shifted our weight back so that it's not as harsh a hit there. And we're back on the throttle a little bit. We have to tap the brakes to get this corner. And we're back on the throttle again, partially. We're gonna open up the wheel, rest of the throttle, and then it is full throttle the rest of the way through the corner there. We've got ourselves a 204 717. So yeah, the S's, I'm not, they're one of the weaker points for me here. The S's and Spoon are probably the hardest parts of the track for me. I think I did better at both than I did last time, even though the lap time is a little bit slower. The car is different enough that I think that relative wise, I've done just as good, if not a tiny bit better. But we'll see how it goes in the races. That's always what it comes down to. If you want to watch along live with those, it's head on over to twitch.tv/thepiltdownman. Thumbs up if you like the video, thumbs down if you didn't. I get that. And if you think I earned it, hit the subscribe button. It does help out. We'll see you next time. Bye.